Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to my channel Hairliciously. If you guys are new, please make sure to subscribe so that you guys are updated on my second hair transplant journey progress, as well as video topics covering current hair loss treatments. Visit my website at HAIRLICIOUSLY.com to purchase your microneedling devices, which are scientifically proven to stimulate hair growth. My low-level laser therapy cap, hair growth vitamins, DH blocking shampoo and serum, and a few other products for those who are suffering from hair loss. Now, if you guys are also looking for a good hair transplant clinic, take a look at Motion Clinic in South Korea, where I actually got 2 FUE procedures done. And actually had fantastic results, as you guys can tell from this video. You can reach them via email and get a free online consultation. I'm going to have all of their contact information in the description box below for those who are interested. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about a popular YouTuber named Fouseytube, who used to produce a lot of parodies, pranks, vlogs, and comic sketches. His real name is Youssef Erekat, and he's amassed over 10 million subscribers. But a lot of stuff happened over the years, including a meltdown, some mental health problems, addictions, and fake drama with other YouTubers that ultimately led to his fall. He's known for an event he's held for his fans where he promised them a free Coachella caliber experience featuring Drake, but Drake never showed up to the event, and the event soon turned into a disaster. I'm not a huge fan of him. But I did used to watch a few of his videos from time to time. I just felt that his whole channel was built on manipulating his viewers, and some of his social experiments were just horrible. A lot of his videos were also staged, and any message that were derived from them were done through deception and just a bunch of lies. And I just felt that it was unethical for him to insinuate that the pranks were real when they weren't. But as you guys can tell from the video title, I wanted to share with you one of the worst SMP, also known as scalp micropigmentation results that I've seen, and it happens to be the results of Youssef. Aside from his typical prank, prank videos, Youssef has also discussed about his insecurities as a result of his baldness throughout his channel over the years, and he's also featured his dad multiple times. You can clearly see that his father is fully bald, north 7. So genetic hair loss is running in his family. He also has 2 brothers, one who just went fully bald before he reached 25. But he does have another brother who is still in his 30s that still is able to maintain his hair. So when Youssef was in his early 20s, he ended up losing a good chunk of his hair, mainly diffuse thinning with the receding hairline. He tried various treatments. He started with hair fibers and wigs, and after some time, he didn't like it because it just looked unnatural. And then he went to one of the largest hair restoration clinics in the US to get a hair transplant. I'm not gonna say any names, but apparently that didn't work out for some reason because the grafts did not grow. I feel like had he gone to a good hair transplant clinic, I think he would have seen some pretty good results, given that his hair loss was mainly situated in the front and, diffuse thinning, and he seems to have at least a decent amount of donor supply. What he should have done was that he should have, on the first onset of hair loss, he should have been on hair loss medication such as finasteride or dutasteride or an anti-androgen. But as far as I know, he didn't do that, and he wasn't taking any hair loss medications, which contributed to his continued hair loss well into his 20s. So after exhausting all of his options, he researched and found out about SMP. So SMP is scalp micropigmentation, and using natural organic pigments, a SMP technician is going to be able to create these tiny layered dots to mimic hair follicles to give you that shadow appearance from a shaved head. So he received his first SMP treatment, as you can see from these photos, and the results look pretty natural in my opinion, and it actually blends in really well with his existing hair. Now, one of the most important aspects of achieving a natural look with SMP is to strategically blend in the treatment with existing hair. You also need to have proper SMP pigment and needle size, as well as the needle depth, to achieve a realistic looking hairline. So overall, I think that the technician that Youssef went to get his SMP did a great job, and had he stopped his treatment here or continued to receive further touch-ups from the same technician, he would have continued to achieve realistic results. But the ultimate demise to his scalp micropigmentation was that he actually went to his local esthetician to get a facial. And apparently, since the esthetician is right in front of your face, she was actually able to see the SMP, and then they were actually talking about SMP. And during one of the conversations, the esthetician was talking about how he had some small touch areas on the hairline she recommended getting fixed, in addition to darkening up the prior SMP he had to, obviously make it look better. And if you guys didn't know, SMP is not permanent like a tattoo. Now, apparently the esthetician didn't have much experience with SMP, and to make it worse, this is probably like the worst thing. She used tattoo ink instead of organic natural pigment ink, which resulted in a permanent and disastrous, unnatural looking result, as you guys can see in this clip. It literally looks as if somebody just painted a scalp with black ink. And, you know, I wouldn't even know what to say if someone did this to me. And I can just only imagine the intense anger that this guy must have felt when he first saw his new hairline. It looks extremely unnatural since it wasn't even blended in properly with his existing hair, and the incorrect pigment was used, making his scalp just look extremely dark in texture. And I think the worst part, in my opinion, is the temporal points. It kind of gives him that, you know, obvious Dracula or Felix the Cat hairline, you know, the effect from the round temples. And it absolutely does not look natural at all, because temporal points and temples should never resemble the results that he got. So she also made the dots way too big on his scalp, you know, all throughout his scalp, including the sideburns. This was just shouting absolute disaster. In my opinion, I think this is by far one of the worst SMP results that I've seen on YouTube and anywhere online. And the only way to really rectify the situation, since it was done using tattoo ink, is to get it lasered off. Yusuf did indeed later get his hideous tattooed scalp lasered off, which must have definitely, you know, been, you know, pretty painful and a costly experience. Due to the dark texture of the tattoos, he likely had to undergo several laser sessions to remove all of the tattooed dots that were placed on his scalp and hairline. And in this clip, you can definitely see how unnatural the dots were created, you know, all just in random spots on his scalp that were needed to be removed. But after just a few sessions, you can definitely see some great improvement, and his scalp looks just so much better and much more natural. Even after the laser treatment, it's not going to fully remove the prior tattoo completely, as it is with any other tattoo that you are trying to laser off. But, you know, obviously once his tattoo removal healed up, Yusuf went back to another SMP clinic called Zhang SMP to redo the SMP on his scalp, and his results just look 100 times better. The hairline as well as the temporal points were recreated by the technician without any of the Dracula, you know, the curviness, and the design overall looks pretty natural. Texture also looks a ton better than before. I feel like it could have been maybe a little bit lighter in my opinion, but if you compare it with his beard shadow to his scalp shadow, the contrast is a little bit noticeable, but definitely it's still a huge improvement, and the pigments will reduce in texture over the next few months and make it look more natural. So overall, I think that the technician did a great job in rectifying the hairline and, you know, his scalp. But this guy, you know, had to just go through a complete 180 to get to where he is today. Not only did he have to suffer, you know, physically, but also mentally and emotionally, and had to cough up, you know, necessary money that could have been prevented in the first place had he gone to a reputable SMP clinic and done his research prior to getting any work done. So at the end of the day, you know, whether it's looking for a good hair transplant clinic or an SMP clinic, you always need to do your diligent research. You don't want to end up in the wrong hands and get disastrous results like this guy. There's plenty of cases who've actually had to go back to a different hair transplant doctor to fix the mistakes of the first doctor, and, you know, just wasted not only money but also precious finite grafts that will limit the hairs that you can implant later down the road. Now, I will say that SMP is going to be a great alternative for those with more extensive type of hair loss who do not want to undergo a hair transplant, or they don't have a good donor supply in the back of their scalps, or they don't want to take hair loss medications but still want to have the illusion of a full set of hair. You can easily go for a toupee with great advancement in today's technology. A lot of the modern wigs and toupees that you guys see right now, they look extremely natural, and it doesn't require as much maintenance as it used to. But if you want something more maintenance-free, something where you don't have to worry about maintaining your toupee, you know, once every couple weeks or so, I think SMP is a great alternative if you like shaving your head. I personally would go this route if I were to go bald to the point where a hair transplant wouldn't be viable. And as some of you guys already know from my previous videos, I like shaving my head from time to time, so that I think this would be a great alternative for those who still want to have the illusion of a full set of hair. Anyway, that's all I have for today's video, guys. Hope it's been educational and, you know, some of the things that you guys should not do when looking for an SMP clinic or hair transplant. Always do your research, and if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave me some comments in the comment section below. I'm also going to be giving you guys a 1-year update on my second hair transplant. It's already been 1 whole year. I got it last year in November, so stay tuned for that video. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Take care.